whole industry is growing.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, I do think hotels are in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. What the real industry killer probably is more so oversupply. So I pulled up another article that I thought tied right in with this, and it's from this North Star Meetings group, and it's hotel supply in the top 25 U.S. markets to outpace demand. And it really feels, especially like as revenue managers, it feels like supply has outpaced demand for at least the past 3 or 4 years. So just to kind of point out the markets with the largest hotel construction pipelines, at the end of 2018, in that number one spot was New York City. They have right now 171 new projects. That's almost 30,000 rooms. It's 29,457 rooms. That's followed in second place by Dallas. That's where we're based.
Woo!
RevGEN. A lot of supply coming our way. Dallas has 19,476 rooms, and then Los Angeles has 147 projects coming out to a grand total of 23,404 rooms. So this is really, I think, if anything, the big trend. And there's one other article that we'll talk about here in just a second, or one other topic we'll talk about in just a second, as far as like the number of brands is also exploding. So I think this is probably more the real killer in the industry is oversupply.
Yeah, and so that's the headline, right? Like oversupply, and out of those markets, I mean, we work in New York, Dallas, obviously, Miami, LA, Denver, Boston, Houston. So all these markets that have oversupply, and we've been working in those markets for years. And just from like feet on the ground perspective, we notice it, right?
Yeah.
In terms of revenue strategy, like 2017, 2018, in a sense was easy. Like we would just push rate, like we knew we were going to beat last year. It was really just about like paying attention. And now it's a grind.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah.
So take New York City, for example, like what were you doing last year, and like what are you doing this year that is so much tougher and different strategy?
Well, last year it just felt like, heading into a month, you already had so much base occupancy on the books already. Pushing rate was a lot easier. Especially just having that base occupancy. And this year, it's much more last minute. You have to be a lot more creative with your promotional strategy, with OTAs, wholesalers. Really, you have to use all channels at your disposal. And last year, it was, in a lot of ways, kind of like putting it on autopilot. It really wasn't difficult in New York City last year. But it just seems like with the new supply, you can definitely feel it starting this new year. Already, it feels like the new supply is here.
So do you think that means, like during the recession, that's kind of where the OTAs blew up. Everyone started playing with them heavily. Parity was like gone. People were just trying to get whatever they could. Like, are we going to face that again as people scrape for more rooms, or have hotels smartened up and they're going to be a little more now? So you're going to say like it's back to like flash sales and
I think eventually. The more I think about it, I think that OTAs will kind of thrive in, like, if it comes to that, if there is like a market downturn or if there's oversupply or something like that. A lot of times that's probably where OTAs are actually going to make a killing, you would think, because right now with the economy is strong, the bigger brands, so Marriott and Hilton especially, their loyalty programs seem to be sticking really well. So right now it feels like the brands kind of have that upper hand, if you want to call it like the OTA war. It feels like the brands right now have a little bit of an upper hand, especially Marriott and Hilton.
Yeah, commissions are coming down.
Yeah, commissions seem to be trending down. Some of the OTAs sometimes kind of seem like they're backed into a corner a little bit. But I think, if the economy were to turn south a little bit, if corporate travel slows down at all, I think these kind of second tier brands that maybe don't have quite as strong of a loyalty program, they're almost going to have to fall back on OTAs and deeper discounted channels and things like that just to supplement their occupancy. So I think the OTAs are not going to go away. Maybe if we had another 10 or 15 years of crazy economic growth like we've seen, maybe the OTAs would finally be stamped out once and for all, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I think like the one thing where hotels have smartened up is, like, 10 years ago, Meta, Google wasn't as big.
Yeah.
And there wasn't as much the consumers and also hotels themselves weren't paying enough attention to like this channel is priced at X and this one is Y. Right? They weren't as smart, so they would just find a channel and stick to it. And now everyone shops every single channel. So I think what we're going to see is people still playing, but playing smarter. So what I think what that means is like on the OTAs, you're going to see a lot more member rates, right? Through the brand channels and through Expedia. So you're going to target like loyalty, but not necessarily brand loyalty to a certain channel. So I'm going to target like my booking.com guests, and I'm going to give them a discount secretly under the table. I'm going to go to my Expedia loyal guests and give them discounts through mobile deals, member deals, international deals, right? Hotel Tonight, you could do the whole geolocation thing. So I think like the more specific you could get to discounts and like truly still able to get that incremental promotion out there without having to deteriorate your rate integrity is what's going to happen during the downturn, and you have to start playing a little bit more.
Yep.